Alright, guys, welcome back to more 428 Shibuya Scramble. My name is Raven from the Sky, and let's continue. Front door chime sounded. Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara called out. It appears you have a visitor. Can you handle that? Alright, this is where I should eliminate that bad ending. Okay, he walked up to the gate and pressed the button. Intercom. He had to make a choice. He decided to wait a little bit longer. Just 5 more minutes. Nope. Who could it possibly be now of all times? You deal with it. Osawa was in no state of mind to receive a guess. Alright. With a sigh, Osawa dragged himself to his feet. Here we go. Alright. With a sigh, Osawa dragged himself to his feet. He stumbled wearily back to the living room where the investigators were staring at the intercom monitor with concern. The intercom's hidden camera showed a man with an unsettling grin posed intimidatingly outside the front gate. Osawa didn't recognize him. Yes. Who is it? He asked guardedly through the intercom. It's Minakawa. Where might I know you from, Mr. Minakawa? Oh, you know, here and there. I mean, there's only one Minakawa, really. Are you playing games with me? I don't have the time for that. Please, just open up. There's no way I'm letting you in, Osawa said. But the nonsensical badgering continued. Look, just hold your horses. I'm here for an interview. You got that? An interview? That's right. It's a piece for 4-star General Gossip. The name of the magazine brought up an unpleasant memory. That was the gossip rag that had run the article about his political marriage. Wait, this is for one of those kinds of articles? What do you mean, those kinds of articles? I'm just looking for an interview. The man's tone was both high-handed and belligerent. Like heck you are. I'm not talking to anyone from the gossip. You're not the one I'm here to talk to. I want to interview your twin daughters. My daughters? I understand they want to share a prize for a beauty contest at Minuriyama Academy. If you wouldn't mind my interviewing them, Furious, Osawa cut off the intercom. This was no time to be indulging someone else's nonsense. Hey, what gives? The man was shouting so loud, his voice carried past the gate and through the front door. I'm begging you out here, on my hands and knees. Here we go with that pointing. He wasn't actually on his hands and knees. Osawa could see that clearly through the intercom monitor. If your daughters aren't home, can you at least tell them I want to get in touch with them? Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara said, frowning. This isn't a good time to have someone drawing attention to your home. All right, I'll get rid of him. Osawa hurried out of the house, confronting Murakawa through the front gate. No, we can't. What the heck? Alright, so we have to hop back and forth. Okay, the bad ending's gone. Let me see if... It should let us do it, and then it'll... Suddenly a man's voice came through the intercom. Yes, who is it? Sounded rather guarded. It's Minokawa. Where might I know you from, Mr. Minokawa? Oh, you know, here and there. I mean, there's only one. I've already read this. I'm wondering, do we have to? I guess if you want to see it from his perspective, but I don't think you really have to jump if we already know what's going to happen. You're just looking at it. We're just looking at it from Minokawa's perspective rather than Osawa's. But you never know, just in case. I understand they won and shared a prize for the beauty contest at Midoriyama Academy. If you wouldn't mind my interviewing them, Give me your business card. I'll have them get in touch with you later. The man had a somewhat stricken look on his face. This had to be Kenji Osawa then. Wait, hold on. Osawa? Now Minokawa recognized him. This was Kenji Osawa, the preeminent virologist who worked for Okoshi Pharmaceutical. Four-star General Gossip had run a scandalous article on him in the past. Minokawa remembered reading it. He held out his business card and Osawa snatched it from him. The virologist started to head back into his house. Please, see that they get back to me, Mr. Osawa. Minokawa shouted after him, and then he noticed something odd. It was the middle of the afternoon, but every window in the house had its curtains drawn. That, combined with Osawa's demeanor, set off alarm bells in Minokawa's head. He knew he was on to something, but he couldn't linger at the Osawa residence any longer than he already had. He needed to get to that theater ASAP. He hurried back to the taxi and told Kimizuka to go. A few minutes later, the rear tire skidded sharply as the cab came to a stop beside a different curb. The trip from Shoto to the theater in Sakuragaoka had taken almost no time at all. Here we are, sir, Kimizuka announced. Wow, that was fast. Still, Minokawa was at least 5 minutes behind schedule. He hoped he'd still be able to get the interview with Oari. Keep out! No need to. Hold on, let me see. No need to jump now. I mean, we could, but it's. We've already seen. He's just gonna leave. He's gonna give us the keep out, so it's no need to look at it. Yeah, that portion there is just from different perspectives. Back in his study, Osawa tossed Minorukawa's business card in the trash. Unable to think of what else to do, he tried the internet fortune teller again. He got the same "you're a very work-minded person" result a second time. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbor quite a grudge. My indifference to the world around me, huh? The truth was that even with his closest companions, even with Tanaka for instance, his relationship had always been strictly a matter of business. He'd never really taken it upon himself to get to know Tanaka as a person. And that was pretty much the case for everyone he knew. He harbored no interest in other people. He had no concern for his fellow man. That had made itself abundantly clear when he received a microscope as a birthday present way back in first grade. Even now, he still remembered the shock he'd felt when he looked through that lens for the first time. He discovered a new, almost infinite world hidden in the midst of one he'd always thought was too small. By comparison, the real world seemed bland and ugly. Wherever he looked, wherever he went, he had to contend with tedium. It hadn't taken long for him to become more charmed by the world under his microscope than the one around him. It was like a calm, quiet little seaside, a beach where he could just sit and stare out the waves. He wanted to stay immersed in that world forever and ever. Before he knew it, he was an adult, and then a husband, and then a father. The people around him thought him an odd fellow, but he hadn't let that change the way he lived his life. And this, now, was the result. He hadn't been betrayed by Tanaka. He didn't know Tanaka well enough for that. Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that, and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. Osawa picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. I had tried calling him repeatedly and hadn't gotten through. It was doubtful that he'd pick up, still Osawa had to try. The phone rang several times. He listened grimly to the empty mechanical sound, preparing himself for disappointment. Oh. What is it? Tanaka's voice sounded coldly in Osawa's ear. The tension was electric. Keep out! Okay, so what I'm gonna do with these bad endings then? Bad end. Let me just see real quick, just to make sure. Got his wallet out of his jacket to pay the driver. Oh no, Kimizaki said, waving his hand. Don't worry about the fare. Huh? Why not? There's still plenty left over from what you paid me earlier, sir. That's what I meant by special fare. That's right. You paid Kimizuka a whole 10,000 yen for taking him to Endo Electronics earlier. But, I mean, I'm not the sort of person to keep the change, as it were, Kimizaka said. Minorukawa felt a surge of pride at those words. You're my kind of guy, Mr. Kimizuka. A man on the job can always count on Hachiro Kimizuka's taxi. The driver grinned. Now go on, go. Thank you. I have a feeling we'll meet again. As Minokawa entered the theater lobby, he saw a bunch of flower bouquets, patrons' gifts of appreciation. Among the names of the senders were celebrities he recognized. The largest of the bouquets was sent by Koichi Nakamura of the secret society Chunsoft. The next largest came from Marutaro Ishihara from the government organization Joy Art. Following that were those from actress, Baraka Rose, popular scenario writer Ibisu Iponamatsu, Tohohoku Busters Bus Tours, Company Ltd, Bus Guide, Kimiko Amo, professional baseball player Masa Narukio, the ventriloquist Shinshin, ukulele player Hawaii Matsudo, online TV critic Jinzu Akitsu, and so on. Evidently, the Wandering Angels were a pretty popular acting trope. Troupe. I said trope. Troupe. People were setting out pamphlets and flyers out on a nearby table. There was a palpable tension in the air. Crew seemed skittish as they went about their work. People were... He's late, someone shouted all of a sudden. It was a man over in one corner of the lobby, railing angrily to nobody in particular. Why the hell hasn't that journalist showed up yet for the interview? Looked like he'd been waiting on Minokawa then. What's his deal? Pulling this while we're this busy. Guess that's Shinosuke Orari. I've been busy myself, Minokawa said, keeping his composure. Trust me, I know how it goes. Huh? Who the heck are you? I'm the guy you've been waiting for. Mr. Orai. The man glared at him. It's Orai, he said. Anyway, I'm Minokawa. Sorry to keep you waiting. Though really, a short wait is a small price to pay for the chance to be interviewed by me. Well, I hope you appreciate how valuable my time is, now that you're taking it, snapped Orari. Wow, someone sure has a high opinion of himself, Minokawa replied. He marched up to Orari. Darn right I do. I'm Shinosuke Orari. The theater man got right up in Minokawa's face. Like anyone even cares. A jolt of tension sparked between the two men. Around this time, there's a similar jolt of tension between two other people, Kenji Osawa and Mamoru Tanaka. Can I jump? We can jump right back. Osawa picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. The phone rings several times. Okay, he's gonna answer it. What is it? And then we go from here. Tension was Osawa felt the surge of outrage. He wanted to scream, but he took a deep breath and managed to maintain control. Tanaka, where are you? Is Maria all right? Tanaka did not reply. The police told me. They said you were connected to the kidnapping. A soft chuckle came from the other end of the line. Ah, well. The police sure do know how to do their jobs. Tanaka's tone was unapologetic. It sounded nothing like the man Osawa thought he knew so well. Why would you do this? Money? Are you having money troubles? Money? Tanaka replied. I suppose that's part of it. Honestly, I doubt you'd understand. Do you have any idea what it's been like for me doing our research together? You're always the one who takes center stage. The fruits of our success are all yours, even though you couldn't have done any of it without me. The more he said, the more vitriol seethed into his words. Osawa's hand trembled as he clutched the phone. The taker can never understand how it feels to be taken from. You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back. And with that, he hung up. Hey, Tanaka. So I dialed the number again, but Tanaka didn't pick up. Of course not. Osawa racked his brain thinking back on how Tanaka had been acting earlier that day. Had there been anything unusual? Any clue at all, no matter how small? If he could find some hint, maybe he'd be able to find Maria and Hitomi. That was it! I had been suspicious of Tanaka all along. So much so that she'd planted a bug on him hidden in the tie clip. Her suspicions must have been pretty strong. Wait, Saw recalled what Kajiwara had said. But still, if she is that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift is a bit... The words had struck Osawa as odd when he first heard them. I had never given him a tie clip. His heart gave a heavy throb in his chest. It couldn't be. No, it was impossible. That article from 4-Star General Gossip crept back into his mind. The article had talked about a man I had dated before she married Osawa. The man's identity was never revealed. Could it have been Tanaka? Oh my... You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back. Tanaka's cold words took on a new depth of meaning. Osawa felt the foundations of his life begin to crumble. Were Tanaka and Ayaka accomplices in all this? No. Wait. Just calm down. He couldn't let himself jump to conclusions. He needed to be more level-headed. If the two really were accomplices, why would I have planted a bug on Tanaka? What purpose would that serve? What could it mean? It was no use. Osawa couldn't think of how that made sense. First things first, he needed to establish what the relationship between AI and Tanaka really was. Once he figured that out, he'd be able to get a better handle on the situation. Obviously, he couldn't just go and ask Ai directly. If she really were involved in all this, she certainly wouldn't tell him the truth. Osawa thought back to the business card he tossed into the trash. He didn't relish the thought of getting help from that scavenging hyena, but now was no time to be picky. If he wasn't able to leave the house, he needed someone else to do some investigating for him. The freelance writer, Minoru Minokawa. He was Osawa's only hope. To be continued. Oh my God. Could they be in cahoots? But he's right. What purpose would that serve? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and drop a like and subscribe to the channel and the series grow. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.